Okay, I am turning the camera on because it feels like there's something inside me that I really need to get out, and I'm trying to honor my intuition by reducing the time between an idea and execution. But if I'm honest, I have been thinking about this for the past few days, and a few things have just been like building up for me, and I just want to get it out and verbalize it. So, something that I am trying to do is practice the skill of articulation, because truly it is a skill that can be learnt and honed. And I am starting to view my voice as an instrument, as a means of connection. And I've been thinking a lot and I've been in a lot of spaces recently where I have felt so expanded, and I have just been really in touch with kind of all of the possibilities that can happen and the ways that life can unfold for people. And I think it feels like I'm just jumping straight into it right now. Something I'm trying to do as well right now with this is not edit and truly just let myself speak and articulate the way that it's coming out, because I'm honing that skill, like I said, and I'm not afraid of the journey anymore. I feel like there are so many side tangents that I can go on right now. I've never felt this way before, where I have this sensation of I want to speak. I need to speak. I need to let things out. I want to talk, and I want to practice this skill. And also in this moment, I need to just let this out. So this is capturing that. And over the past year or so, I'm catching myself and my mind going down all of these paths where, I'll just let you into my mind for a moment, because that's in the spirit of this. One path is, how much context do I need to provide right now? I don't know who's watching this video. It's one of those cases where I'm truly making it for myself, but I know that I'm going to share it. And that's part of it. This ideation, execution, sharing it, putting it out into the world, metabolizing these thoughts in some way, and throwing it out there for whoever might catch it. That's part of what I'm trying to do here. So that path in my mind is figuring out, okay, this is the first of these kinds of videos that I'm making. What do I say about myself? I'm just dropping in without a lot of context. And I think that can all come later. So I'm just putting that path to rest, and I've addressed that. For the past year or so, I have been experimenting with making content on other platforms, and it was something that I consciously opted into, and I have been investing in and learning skills to do with that. But I've gotten to a point now where I guess it goes back to developing a sense of my own taste and what do I want to make. I made a lot of things that I kind of didn't see myself in, interestingly enough. Even if it was me talking, it's something that I didn't see myself in, and I couldn't quite recognize myself. So this is another part that my brain is going down about all of the backstory of my thoughts so far about the process of making content and putting it out there. But again, that's something that can come later, and I just want to put that to rest, because what I really want to talk about is just, and I just want to, cars outside, I just want to, I guess, break the seal in some kind of way. And I've had the idea of making a video kind of like this. It's been just in my mind for not too long, just the past few days. I've known that I wanted to be posting on YouTube, but it felt like such a daunting task. And something I'm trying right now is asking myself, where can I let things be easy? So I had a pull, this pull and this feeling of I need to talk at length about something. And I went to, okay, I will make a YouTube video. I'll talk to the camera in some way. And as I said, part of that is putting out there. It could just be for myself, but right now this is another tangent, but my word of this year, or just what I'm focusing on in my life right now, is visibility. Making myself visible, which is something that I've never thought of in this particular way before, but it's something, this word just kind of cycles through my mind of visibility, like how am I doing this? How can I do this? How can I be visible? What does that mean? Once again, that's a whole other side tangent, but I think that's an important part of context of I'm trying to explore visibility. I forgot what I was talking about just before this, but in the spirit of not editing. Oh, okay. In the spirit of not editing, I was looking and I was thinking, how can I make this easy for myself? Where can I push away some barriers? And a big barrier I thought was editing, because I have a lot of plates in the air in my life at the moment, with my jobs and at the pointy end of uni semester. I have actually 2 assignments due tonight, but I just need to get this out. Starting this whole journey with my visibility and my content and putting my work out there and finding out what it means to be a creator and an artist and a writer, and so many things are just coming to a point right now, where I'm, very much right at the beginning, but I actually just want to capture this beginning, because I think, I don't know how to say this in a way, like I feel like big things are coming, and I know that I'm destined for a big life, and that's something I've spoken about before. Like, I know that I'm going to have a big life in some capacity, and this is me going back to this idea of visibility. Making myself visible is calling in that life, and I don't exactly know what it looks like yet. I think I've been taking note of my influences, of people that I admire, the way that they are and the things that they do. And something so great is I'm taking pieces from so many different people and different sources, and I am like piecing together some kind of path for myself where, it's a multifaceted creative path, and I know that that's my journey, and I don't know what that is going to look like yet, but I know it's going to be big and beautiful, and I want to capture this moment and moments like these where I just feel an impulse, and I've done enough work to even be open to this kind of impulse is one part of it, just being open to the impulse. And another part is acting on that impulse. Once again, I could talk at length about all of these. And there's time for that. But now I can't remember what I was saying before I went down this tangent. Okay. What I was getting to was, okay, so I'm currently doing The Artist's Way, which is a book by Julia Cameron. It's a book and it's also a 12-week course about recovering and rediscovering your creativity. And it's the third time that I've done it now. The first time that I did it was maybe 3 years ago. I think I was 18 or 19, and I bought the book and I started doing the course, and I got through 10 out of the 12 weeks, and then I went on a trip and just kind of fell off and didn't finish those last 2 weeks, but I still count like that was definitely a really beneficial experience for me. So that's still the first time I did it, and I actually think not finishing it was part of the experience for me. So that was one part. And then maybe 6-ish months after that, I signed up to a book club where they were reading that book, and I finished the whole 12-week course, started from the beginning and did it again, this time with a book club. So we were meeting and discussing every week, which was really great. And that kind of set me on a particular course. And by that, I mean, in hindsight, I can see what it did for me. I picked up the book in the first place, or heard about it from other people's testimonies and other people's experience reading it and experience of what it did for them and their life and their creative pursuits. And I think it's so enticing to want that, like whatever they're talking about of, I read this or I did X and it gave me Y. Like the idea is intoxicating. You're like, well, I want Y, so I'm going to do X. And I think that's a lot of people's experience picking up this book, where they might have heard about someone else doing it and have been told how life-changing it is. And that's what sets them on that path. I don't quite remember where I first heard about it, and I think that immediately after I read those books, if I was telling you about the book, I wouldn't be saying this changed my life. But in hindsight, I can see how it planted a very important seed that has had ripple effects since then. So I got it at a point in my life where I was aware that I'd lost touch with my creativity, and it was something that I wanted. I knew that I really wanted it. I think now I feel so deeply how badly I wanted and needed it. And yeah, I just wanted to get back in touch with my creativity and build that connection, make things, and if this was a way that I could do it, it was accessible to me, and so I started doing it. And lost my train of thought again. This time around doing it, it's 2 years since that initial time, and I can see how it planted a seed for a real interest in the psychology of creativity. So not only did I want to make things, doing the Artist's Way taught me how interested I was in what stops us from making things and what blocks us from accessing this creative energy and this creative force and just, this untapped resource that's abundant in us. And that has been really important data for me to know, that not only am I interested in creative practice, I'm interested in what goes into creative practice. And I forgot. Creative practice, what goes into creative practice? Oh, okay. So since those first couple of times that I did it to now this time, I started seeing clips of Dochi and her checkpoints that she made along the way while she was completing the 12 weeks of the Artist Way. And I've gone back, and to be honest, I haven't watched all of the videos, or nearly all of the videos. I think I watched the first two, and there was something about the nature of the way that she was capturing her experience in real time, in a similar way to this, where she was turning on the camera, speaking and expressing and articulating these things because it's what she needed to do. Maybe I'm projecting, it's what I need to do right now. But I just observed her doing this. And I think a lot of people now are finding these clips and watching them with what they know about how her career is panning out now. And it's so special to have captured that time in her life and that time in her career and her creative journey, now knowing where she is now and this path that she's on, and how necessary it was to have that initial impulse and action and audacity, which is something Julia Cameron talks about in the book and was one of my biggest takeaways from the first time reading it. This idea of audacity and going, like, basically asking for what you want and putting it out there. And I feel like I'm not doing the word audacity justice and the concept of audacity in this context justice right now. That's something that I am going to get into another time. Right now I feel myself wanting to get tripped up on that and trying to remember exactly what I have absorbed about this lesson of creative audacity. And I want to stay here and kind of go back and fix what I said, because I don't think it's just about asking for what you want. It's a whole way of being and approaching. But I'm just going to move past it. And I think it's also important for me to articulate that moment of this thought of like, okay, I want to hang in there and edit that bit, in retrospect. That's not what I'm doing right now. And I'm just going to keep going. So watching even just a few clips of those Dochi videos, felt so inspired. And I don't think that what she was doing in those videos was inherently audacious in any way, in the sense that, anyone essentially can film a video and put it up. But I've been thinking about how some things, some more elusive, intangible things like audacity, like creativity, I guess, in general, they are contagious. So if you see someone else being audacious, it almost gives you permission. You see it being done, and so you know it's a possibility for yourself. I have looked at these videos, and when I was watching them, I wasn't thinking these, but in this moment, I'm kind of tracing back my influences that got me to this point. And I can see that her doing this and seeing where she is now gave me a sense of, I can do that too. And I want to capture this moment in time and this moment in my life and in my creative journey where I just want to act on this impulse. I want to share. I want to talk. I want to articulate. I want to be visible. And sirens. I want this. Whatever this is, I want to do so many things. And my journey with visibility has been an interesting one that I would love to talk about another time. But yeah, I just need to be in this moment, capture this moment. I'm going to check that my audio is still recording because I don't want to. Look, even if the audio was shit on this video, it's fine because I don't even know who would be watching right now. really I'm actually doing this for me to look back on, and this idea of archiving, and I want to capture and archive this moment, and I want to break that seal because I want to do this and practice whatever this is, this speaking, this articulating. I'm not going to edit because I don't want that, like that would be a block for me. This video would sit in my drafts, probably just in my camera for who knows how long, until I get the time to edit, and then I will watch it. Maybe not like what I've said, not like how I've said it, try to edit out all of the pauses and all of the meandering thoughts that my mind went down. But I'm truly just like falling in love with the process, and it's actually taken me so many years to get here, to start enjoying the process. For like when I first wanted to recover this part of myself and my creativity, I wanted the creative output. Like I wanted to be someone who made things. I wanted to make beautiful and impactful things, and I wanted the end product. I've been on this creative recovery journey for, I don't know, maybe like very consciously 5 or 6 years now. And it's taken me this long to be like, no, I love the process. I want to capture the process. I want to share the process now, apparently. I want to know how I get to where I'm going. And I want to see that, and I want to capture it in some way, because like I'm so excited. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm just like so excited for it. And I want this. I want to make this. I want to make so many things. But I want to make this. And just wanted to capture this.